Uh, Good morning, all. I am Tanishka Thakre. Welcome you all on the behalf of Konkan Nanpet Rahul Dharkar College of Pharmacy and Research Institute, Karjat, for the webinar on grant hunting in association with Institution Innovation Council, IIC, IQAC, and Research Committee. Before the launch of the webinar, let me first acknowledge the presence of our today's resource person, Ankit Laddha, and respected principal sir and all the faculty members. Now we will start. We will have our traditional auspicious virtual lamp lighting ceremony as a tribute to Mother Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to request our respected principal sir, Dr. Mohan Kaya sir, to share few words about today's program.
Thank you, Tanishka. All dear delegates, faculties, invitees who have joined, all are welcome here. At the outset, I would like to thank Ankit, Laddha sir, for accepting our invitation and delivering a very important talk, grant hunting. Each and every college, institutes, faculties, researchers needs grant for their development, for the research activities, for some joining some fellowships, etc. And each and every faculty should search for this. Many government grants are available at different sites for the different purpose, and we should be able to fund that and accept all the explore all the formats and try to apply for grant continuously, because being self-aided institutes or researchers having no other sources, we need grants for development and research purpose. So this was a highly needed topic which we couldn't have covered, which we have not covered earlier. Ankit, I would like to
Yeah.
say that we have conducted more than 250 webinars since
Oh,
uh, lockdown started.
oh, great, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes. Almost one or two webinars every month,
that is, yeah,
regularly.
good.
And
Very nice.
this topic we couldn't do. So
Yeah,
really, it's a
definitely.
nice
I'll try
topic.
my best.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sure, sir.
Also, I would like to congratulate our organizing team, IIC, IQAC of our college, and all faculty members for having this topic. I will not take much time. Thank you, Tanishka madam, for calling me.
Uh, Welcome, sir. Today we have, thank you, sir. Today we have with us very talented and
Oh my
versatile
God.
Dr. Ankit Ladda as a resource person. He is a postdoctoral research associate, currently pursuing postdoc research from School of Pharmacy, University of Connecticut, Storrs, Mansfield, and he has done PhD from Shobhaben Pratap Bhai Patel School of Pharmacy and Technology Management, NMIMS Mumbai. He is an experienced researcher in the field of pharmacokinetic and pharmacodynamic studies, with successful completion of projects on preclinical testing of drug candidates for diabetes, and its associated complications evidenced by 20 peer-reviewed publications, 8 book chapters, and 7 poster presentations. He also has 4 years of experience in research data reviewing, technical documentation, manuscript submission, publication, and laboratory experimental setup. He has expertise in various research areas like molecular biology study of transporter protein involved in hepatic and renal toxicity, also pharmacology of herbal drugs focusing on diabetes, diabetic complications, cardioprotective activity, inflammation and nociception, pharmacokinetic study, toxicity of herbal drugs, standardization of herbal drugs. So, with this short introduction, I would like to hand over the today's session to our resource person, Dr. Ankit Laddha.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for such a warm welcome. Thank you, Dr. Kale sir, for the invitation. So now, without wasting a time, I'll start my presentation. Is my screen visible?
Yes, Ankit, it is visible.
Yeah. So the topic which I have selected for this webinar is grant hunting. So I have basically divided this topic, the presentation, into two parts. First is I'll go through some research, what is research exactly, what is research development, and how to write the proposal. I know you have various webinars on the research related topics, so you might have covered this topic about the research proposal writing, but I'll just give the brief short overview on how to write the proposal, and then we can see from where we can submit our proposal to get a grant. So when I search the keyword like research word on the Google, I found some definitions like is research is a planned activity that aim at discovery of new knowledge with the hope of developing new or improved product and services. Besides this, there are a lot of definitions, but what is my understanding about research is it is not to find out the every very new concept or new fact. It is what you have the already established fact, and you give that a different direction, or you prove some different conclusion. That is all include in researches. And research always comes with the terminology called development. So development is nothing but is a translation of research finding into plan or decision of new or improved product and services. So when you do research, you have to give it application to it. That is nothing but the development is. And when you combine research and development, it is like a creative work undertaken on systemic basis in order to increase the stock of knowledge, including society, engineering, and technology, and use of this knowledge to devise a new application, and the technology is nothing but research and development. So now what basically research includes? So as far as academic institutions are concerned or the industries are concerned, research is nothing but to find out some new ideas, new conclusion and work on it. Plus it includes some faculty development program to carry out the research work, in the infrastructure development program, as well as some technology development program. So if I'm talking about research and development, it has a 5S. That means the first is when you talk about research and development, you must have the accessibility, assess the problem. You first have to assess the problem. Then you have to analyze the problem, what exactly the problem is of. Then you have to go enter and approach the problem, access the problem. Then you have to act on that problem, and then you have to try to convert it into the automotive thing. That is all about the research and development is. So, researching is the process which is includes the planning, it includes the thought, it includes commitment, plus it includes the persistence. So, this all four terminologies combined together called as research. And when you do the research from starting to the final destination, you have to manage your research, you have to navigate it and the negotiate it. This is what your research journey is. And when you do some research, it is not the learning, Here you can apply your knowledge, plus you will get to know various other things. That means research is learning for yourself as well. So when when you want to carry out the research, there are few things which should be in you. That one is the critical thinking. You have to think critically. If you have selected some topic, you have to think critically how we can take it further, what are the various options we can apply. So that is nothing but the critical thinking. Then you should come across various problem during research. So when you try some new methodologies, you have to have various problems. So you must have, you do, without frustrating yourself, you should have the ability to solve the problem. Beside this, analysis is very important. Once you've done something, once you have some data, you need to analyze it. So analysis thing is very important. While doing some new techniques, your analysis should be clear on the proper. And dissemination means you have to apply some new creativity, new logic, new reasoning to do the research. So these are all the basic skills which you need to carry out the research. And to do your research successfully, you need some grants, you need the fundings. Without funding, your research is waste. You cannot do extreme extraordinary work till the time you don't have the money in your hand. So to get some grants, you have to write the proposals, and you have to submit those proposals to various other government, non-government organization that we'll see in our next slides. So when you write research proposal, you will feel that you can start thinking on your research. It will give us an outline about your proposed research. Till the time you will not starting the research proposal, you will not get those ideas. Once you start writing your proposal, you are justifying your research. You are provide intellect to your context, whatever you have in your mind, you are writing it down. You are, and you will get those ideas, the next steps, where you are lacking, everything you will get once you start writing research proposal. Then you can analyze the timeline, how much time it will take to complete my research. You will be creative after sometimes once you start once your research. And once you done the research, the final is you will either publish your research, which is very good for the academics or for the any researcher, or you can take the patents as well on that research. That is the final outcome of your research journey. So when I'm talking about research proposal, so your proposal should be a developmental proposal. It is the developmental project. It is having some ability that change the style of operation, because there are various method. If you do change in some method, like if suppose I'm talking about in the analytical field, if you reduce the use of some solvent in the extraction, or you should use minimum steps to do the research, that change in the operation is you can write a proposal on that, and you can get a funding on that as well. Because many industries also, they are looking for some alternative methods, and they can approach you, they can grant you to do the proposal as well. So change in the operation of the particular method is considered in the research proposal. Then it has some revised procedure, as I have previously said. If the procedure is too long, if you are converting into the short procedure, that is also been funded by various organizations. And the proposal which enhance the efficiency is the good proposal. You can get the fund on that proposal. But once you write the proposal, your proposal should not be an original idea. If your rationale is weak, you will not get your proposal funded. Your writing should be specific. So you have to have the proper writing. You have the clear rationale to do your research, to get your research funded. You have the strict outline. Beside this, you must have the experience in that area. So if I'm talking about, like, I have done my research in metabolic disorder, in diabetes and its complication. So if I write the project on that area, so I'll get the maximum chances to get my further research funded, because I have some experience in that area, and depending upon my experience, I have designed my future experiment. So experience matter. So it doesn't mean you will get the experience in your doctoral studies. You have to have experience in your bachelor's of some experiments. Then in masters, you have some work. So that experience matters a lot while writing the proposal or getting the funds from some organization. Then if the problem on which you are writing the proposal, if that problem is not significant or if it is not focused, then you will not get the funds. So you should avoid these points while writing the research proposal. And your research proposal, it should be specific, it should be concise, it has some suitable established framework. Plus, while writing the research proposal, suppose if I'm writing some proposal to some agency, you should have some knowledge about that agency. So past few years, this agency is funding which type of projects, what is the specific domain this funding agency funded, giving funds for the project. This you should search before submitting the project to some organization or some funding agencies. Plus the strength of the collaborator, you should know it. And overview of your all research proposal that you have to write in the end, and which is impacting your research proposal. So this is the normal checklist when you write the research proposal. Everyone is aware about this. Your research proposal starts with the introduction, statement of problem, which is all the basic literature search, what we can say. Then justification, why you want to write this research proposal. After getting some data, what is the impact of that your research on the human being, that justification you have to given. Beside this, you have to show the national as well as an international status of your research. Like suppose if you are working on some area which is related to cognitive disease, so and some target which is related to cognition diseases, so what are all the papers which is available on that disease, on that specific target at national level and the international level, that you have to show in your research proposal. Plus your hypothesis should be strong, your rationale should be strong while writing the research proposal. And beside this, you also have to submit your CV, your publication record, plus your institutional infrastructure facility while submitting the research proposal. So whatever the instrument, the list of the instruments you have, the facilities you have, that also matters a lot while getting the funds while writing the research proposal. So this all information, this is all the checklist which is mandatory to submit the research proposal. So how to improve the scientific research is also important. So once you start writing your research proposal, before that you should have think that my proposal, because the government organization mostly funds the research which gives some output, like product based funding is more in the government agencies where you submit the project. Plus your area is specific, but specific work in that area will not give the exact output of your role. You have to have the collaboration work because someone else is expert in some different area, right? So you have to collaborate your research, and you have to give some new direction to that research via collaboration that will impact a better while writing the research proposal. Plus researchers should have a good scientific writing and the convincing power, because once you submit the proposal, if your proposal is scrutinized, then you have to present your research proposal in front of the research panel. So you have the convincing power to get the funds for your research. Plus publication, as well as you have to essential publication and research grant writing for researcher at the university and institute level. This is very important. You have to have some programs which initiate, which gives your idea about the grant writing, research writing, the publication, that everyone should attend to get updated yourself about the various aspects of the research funding as well as in research. So now coming across the funding. So research funding is the term which generally covers funding for scientific research in the area of hard science and the technology and the social science. And the research grant, meaning some government department or some trust or the foundation, they will give you some funding to carry out that research work to some educational institute or business or some individual person. That funding is non-profitable and non-repayable. So that is nothing but the research grant is. When you are talking about research funding, this is the overview of what research cycle is, research funding cycle is. So it starts from generating the idea. Once you get the idea, you start funding agencies from where you can submit your ideas so that they can consider your idea and they will fund you. Then you have to write your proposal, you have to submit your proposal, you have, once this proposal is accepted, once you get the award, you have to manage that award, because getting funds is not the is not so hard, but to manage the fund, to manage your research, to reach to the goal after getting the funds is also the very difficult task. And then after that you have, you can share your research with others. So this is all the research funding life cycle. Now, coming across the main area of main focus of the today's talk is various funding agencies. So there are various national funding agencies, plus there are various international funding agencies as well. So this is the list of all the national funding agencies, which is the most important out of this is DST, which is Department of Science and Technology, then Department of Biotechnology, Science Engineering Research Board, SERB, which is basically for the academic person who wants to submit their proposal. So SERBs funds a great projects. Then ICMR, then Department of Health Resource. So we'll see one by one in my upcoming slide. So first we'll start with DST, that is Department of Science and Technology. So Department of Science and Technology was established in year 1971 with the objective of promoting new area of science and technology. And their major responsibilities are formulation to formulate the various policies related to the science and technology, promoting new areas of science technology with special emphasis on emerging areas, like suppose the COVID-19 situation is there. So if you write a proposal on COVID-19, like virus studies or any studies related to the COVID-19, that emerging area, if you submit the proposal to Department of Science and Technology, you will get the fundings on that. Then support and a grant in aid to scientific research institution, scientific associations, and various bodies. Department of Science and Technology funds them, and it also plays a very important role in matter regarding the integration and interdepartmental coordination of involving science and technology. So whatever I have explained, what is the science and technology, so you will get the funds for the science and the product based research with DST. So scientific programs which is associated with DST, they are categorized into scientific and engineering research, which includes Inspire Fellowship, then SERB, then Cognitive Science Research Initiative, then Swarna Jayanti Fellowship is also there. I'll explain this. Then mega facilities for basic research, then program for school students as well, that is science students, then science and technology of yoga and meditation, research and development, which is very important for academic and visiting advanced joint research faculty scheme. So this is all under science and engineering research. So if I'm talking about Inspire, so Inspire scheme has three component. So first one is, so this is the Inspire website. So if you see the Inspire website, see there is a pop-up coming on the call for invitation application under Inspire Faculty Fellowship 2020, and the deadline is July and to the August. So Inspire Faculty Fellowship generally comes in the month of July and August. So the four components which I am talking about related to the Inspire Fellowship is, they fund your research in the aspect of uh, first program, that is SEAT, that is scheme for early attraction of talent. Then second is scholarship for higher education. These both schemes are basically for the school as well as in college children below the age of 20, so they'll get some fund for carrying out their studies. And AORC, which is Acquired Opportunity for Research Career, which is very important for the PhD people as well as in faculty who is associated with some organization. So if I'm talking about Inspire Fellowship, so Inspire Fellowship is basically for the PhD student who is registered for the doctoral studies, so they'll get the funds. So Inspire Fellowship is basically around 25,000 plus HRA, and it is for the duration of 5 years. And Inspire Faculty is basically for the person who is working full time in some institute, in some organization. They have to and the age limit for Inspire faculty is 32 years, and you can write the proposal. So now if you see 2020 advertisement, you can write the proposal to the Inspire faculty till August 15. So this is the maximum, this is the area where every academician can apply and can get their fund for the project. So Inspire faculty is basically very important for the academician. Then if you see the cognitive SERB, I'll talk about this afterwards. Cognitive research is basically for the person or for the researcher who works in the area of mental disorder, like cognitive diseases. And there are various schemes under that. So first is individual R&D projects, where you will get the fund when you do the work in the brain related area. You can purchase some instrument to carry out the work. Suppose if you are working in the preclinical and you have to dose the drug directly into the brain, so there is the stereotaxy apparatus, so you can get the fund via this cognitive fellowship, like cognitive science research initiative. Then there are some multicentric and mega projects as well, which is relevant to the social relevant better understanding of some neurodegenerative diseases and their therapeutics. Then you can apply for postdoctoral studies as well after your PhD, if you are working in the neurodegenerative diseases or some brain related research as well. Then the Swarna Jayanti Fellowship is also the part of science and engineering research. So this Swarna Jayanti Fellowship is also coming in the month of like March or something in the year, and it will be best option for the person who is related to academic and he's a full-time faculty. So you, the criteria for this is the person should have the PhD degree, and the age limit for submitting the proposal with this fellowship scheme is 30 to 40 years. And the academic institute must be recognized with the Indian Academic and Research Organization. Plus, applicant should be drawing fellowship from any other stream of Government of India. So these are all the criteria, and the funding you will get it for the period of 5 years, and the 25,000 per month for the selected fellows according to the scheme. The most important for the academic infrastructure, like feast is very important. So feast has various levels. So in level 0, you can this is for the academic institute. So the academic institute like PG college, postgraduate college, which is government or government aided or private, they can write the proposal. So they will, once they will write the proposal, they can get the grants of around 1.5 crores for establishing research facility. And that duration that is for the science and technology for the duration of 5 years. So once you want to set your research facility in your college, you can definitely try this feast award. So I remember when I pass out from my MPharm from KM Kundrani College. So that year, around 2016 or 17, KM Kundrani got this feast award. So they have purchased a lot of instrument under this feast scheme that time. And the level 1 is basically which is very related active postgraduate and science and technology department for different universities, and the degree awarding academic institution require moderate funding in improving the research quality. That is basically for the university funding, and the amount is of 3 crores for the duration of 5 years. And the level 2 is some central government institution can get the fund with this feast. So the feast is very important as far as UG as well as in PG colleges are concerned. So combined proposal can be submitted to the fees to get the funds for the infrastructure and to set up the research facility. Then there is SEF, that is sophisticated instrument facilities. So DST can fund you for instrument to set the sophisticated instrument facilities. So across the India, these are the various regions where SEF has been established under the DST scheme. So for the sophisticated instrument, these are all the objectives. You can get the funds to set the lab, instrument lab. So these two are very important as far as to set the research and development infrastructure facility. And the last one is visiting advanced joint research faculty scheme. Here, the some overseas faculty, the person who is outside India can approach you to do the research. So this is the collaborative research between the faculty from India and the faculty from US, and they can collaborate the project proposal and submit it to the DST to get the grants for the funding. So then the second part, the first is science and engineering. Then the second is technology. So engineering people can submit the proposal in the technology development under DST. And there are some international schemes as well, like India French organization, like India French in association can write the proposal. Then India US Science and Technology Forum, where some US universities and Indian universities can collaborate and write the proposal, whereas Indian and German institutions as well can write the proposal and submit it to DST for the funding. So these are all the international schemes which is available with the DST. Beside this, for the other than academics, for the industry perspective, science and technology for socio-economic program, technology mission, these are all for the industries, basically small scale industries. Plus one more which is very important in DST is women scientists. So the women who just has started their career in the research and the academy, and they are, if they are affiliated to some academic organization, they can specifically submit their proposal under this women scientist award, women scientist scheme, and there are high chances that they'll get the fund because this is specifically for the women faculties. So if you see the overall statistics, overall scenario of the DST in the 2020-22, so they have sanctioned 57,610 project this year, which is of the worth 6071.59 crore. So there are high chances that if you submit the proposal to DST, you will get the you will definitely get some funding when you submit the proposal to DST. So after DST, there is a Department of Biotechnology. It is also the under the Ministry of Science and Technology, and it was established in the year 1986. But biotechnology basically, Department of Biotechnology basically works, sanction the project which is related to the animal science or agricultural science, healthcare, environment, science. These are the core area where you can submit your proposal to DBT. Like if the person who is more interested is in gene science, gene editing or gene sequencing type of studies, brain research, plant genome as well as an animal genomic studies, that proposals can be submitted to Department of Biotechnology. So Department of Biotechnology scientific program is again the basic research. They will have the fundings for the basic research, plus nanobiotechnology, genome engineering proposals can be submitted under the basic research scheme of Department of Biotechnology. Then medical biotechnology, like vaccines or infectious disease like HIV infection or coronavirus infection, human development and biology, genetic related diseases can be submitted proposals. These proposals can be submitted to the Department of Biotechnology. So, and the one more which is very important is food and nutrition. So probiotic related research, antioxidants related research, nutraceuticals related proposals can be submitted to Department of Biotechnology. Beside this, Department of Biotechnology has various schemes like agricultural, then animal biotechnology, plus they have some international collaborative research of schemes as well. Like with the US, they have the Bill Gates Foundation plus DBT collaborative project. Plus they have DBT has partnered with Wellcome Trust, which is London-based charitable trust where you can submit the proposal. And if you want to set your small scale setup like entrepreneurs, so they can also submit the proposal to DBT to get their funds. These are all the schemes. Again, DBT also has the woman scientist scheme. So women who has recently started their research career, they can definitely submit the proposal to DBT, but it is more related to genomic studies, like biotechnology related studies can be submitted and can be get funded with DBT. So the key statistics of DBT this year is that they have sanctions 2,316 projects, and the publication record is also very good under DBT. So DBT has a various opportunity where you can submit the project proposal. Then, as I have told previously, I'll focus on SERB separately. So SERB, that is Science and Engineering Research Board, is a specific body which is established under the Act of Parliament supporting basic research. So when you do the research, like suppose the pharmacological research, analytical research, these are all the basic research. So basic research has a more a possibility to get the funds from SERB. So a regular faculty or the researcher or academic institution who can seek research support can submit their proposal to SERB. So SERB has various schemes, like they have extramural research funding. Then extramural research funding is basically for the area of physical science, then chemical science, engineering, earth, as well as an atmospheric science and mathematics sciences. Then scheme for industry relevant researches. So the objective of this scheme is to utilize the expertise who is in the academics, plus they can solve the problem of the industry. So when industry works, they come across as the various problem. So if the academic person can solve that problem, so that scheme is funding industry relevant research. Then there are some specific empowerment and equity opportunities for excellence in science to the person who is belongs to the scheduled caste as well as in scheduled tribe category, so they can separately submit their proposal under this scheme. Then Ayurvedic, so the Ayurveda is also developing and they'll also get the funds. So there are various natural products, there are various Ayurvedic based product which is mentioned in the traditional system of medicine, but they don't have the scientific proof. So if you have some traditional books, traditional drugs, you can write the proposal, you can give that product the scientific evidence, and you can write the proposal and you can submit the proposal under Ayurvedic biology program. And there are some startup research grants, which is early career award as well as a national postdoctoral fellowship, that is NPDF, with Science and Engineering Research Board. Then the Department of Health Research is also funded some project. So these are the various schemes like human resource development for health research, then establishing laboratory, that scheme is also there. So these are various schemes under Department of Health Research. Then CSIR, so the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research has a mandate to develop a nature of science and technology manpower at the national level. So they also have the various schemes like a research scheme, sponsored scheme, emeritus scientist scheme. So if you see the Shyam Prasad Mukherjee scheme, this is basically this is a fellowship for pursuing PhD students. So PhD students will get the fund around 25,000 for the 5 years under this scheme. Plus Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar prize is also there, which can fund till 5 lakh annually to the outstanding researchers. So again, you have to submit the proposal and you can get the fund under this scheme. Then young scientist is basically CSR. Young scientist is basically for the people below the age 35, and they just have started their research career, so they can submit their proposal under CSIR Young Scientist scheme. Plus CSIR Senior Research Fellow, Junior Research Fellow. These are all for the doctoral students who can work on the CSIR project, and they will get the funds, they'll get the fellowship under this CSIR JRF as well as an FRS scheme. ICMR is very important. So ICMR basically funds the project which is very related to the medicine, healthcare, primary healthcare, plus the allied, like this areas, allied areas. So ICMR has various JRF proposed schemes. Then they have ad hoc research scheme as well. So the people who is an ad hoc basis, they can write the proposal and they can start their work under Indian Council of Research, Medical Research. Postdoctoral schemes is also there. Then visiting fellow scheme, like you can work in ICMR affiliated institution, like we have NRRH in Mumbai. So you can write the proposal, you can do your research work there, plus you can work in your organization. So this is also one way you can do your work under ICMR. Then Global Innovation and Technology Alliance, that is GITA, was initiated by Confederation of Indian Industries and Department of Science and Technology in the year 2007 and 2008. So the mission of this is the uh, collaborative research between the industry as well as the academics. UGC, you all are very aware about UGC. So UGC also has the funding in the area of pharmacy and technology, then engineering, medical, agricultural sciences, pure sciences, basic research. Then this is very important as far as Ayurvedic researches are concerned. So Ministry of Ayush, they have five divisions like Ayurveda, then Siddha, Unani, homeopathy, and yoga and naturopathy. So we can submit the proposal because Ayurvedic, being an Indian, in India we have all the traditional knowledge of Ayurvedic medicine, but these Ayurvedic medicine, they don't have the scientific proof. So if you take the medicines which is natural products, suppose, which is already reported in the traditional system of medicine, and if you are giving it some scientific evidence, so you can write a proposal, and then you can get your fund from Ministry of Ayush. Even Ministry of Ayush, if you contact some scientist who is in Ministry of Ayush, they can also suggest you that we have this traditional medicine, and we want to prove its like pharmacological activities, or we want its analytical testing. So with their help, you can write a proposal, you can submit it proposal, you will get the funds via Ministry of Ayurveda, Ministry of Ayush. So this is the very important organization where you can get the funds. Then DRDO is also there, Defense Research and Development Organization. What my understanding is, DRDO basically funds the project which is which is on the rare diseases. So rare diseases which is not in a focus, that disease conditions, that diseases will get the funds under DRDO. So they also have the various scheme like extramural research for the academicians or early scientist award as well. In AICT, basically everyone is aware about AICT. So AICT is also having some opportunities where you can submit the project. Lady Tata Trust, this is the private organization which is established by Sir Dorabi Ji Tata in 1932, and they basically funds the project which is mainly focuses on the cancer research, like leukemia, specifically the leukemia research. So they have the postdoctoral fellowship, they have the young researcher award for the academic researcher. So depending upon the cancers, the cancer pathophysiology, cancer studies, you can write the project proposal and submit the proposal to Lady Tata Trust. So for the cancer research, this is the good funding opportunity for. Then beside this, the national funding, various international fundings as well. But international funding, if you can submit your proposal after your doctoral studies for the postdoctoral research, then the possibility of getting international funding is more. So there are various universities in US, in UK, in Germany, European countries who have the collaborative research with the India, like Indo-American, Indo-German. So we can submit the proposal, you can do half of the part of your research work here in India. If you want to do some extra work which is not possible in India, you can come here, you can stay here, and you can do your work here as well. So this DAD fellowship is also there. In the DAD fellowship, the person can come here for some specific duration, like for the period of 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, or for 1 year. So short term duration project at the international level can be funded under this scheme. So I'll just show you on their website what the schemes they have at the international level. Yeah, so if you see here, there is some program, the program support a longer period they can fund. Then for master's degree also, there is a funding under the dad scheme. Then if you are doing some partial work, suppose if you have carried some work in India and then you have to do some other work in the foreign country, then you can come here with come in the US or any other country under the dad scheme. There are various schemes for 3 months, 6 months, up to 12 months. So there are various fellowship under the dad as well, as an international collaboration. Then these are some research outcomes which is from this all funding agencies. So this is the DRDO's chili spray powder, which is for the women, what we can say, to protect the woman from the threat. So they have developed their product, and they have marketed this product under DRDO. So this is the product which is developed by DRDO. Then there are various immune booster or the drugs which is used for the treatment of diabetes and associated complication. So this is the one which is developed by CCARS, Ministry of Ayush. So these are the outcome of a research. And this is the other immune booster product which is coming from the CSIR lab, and it is already been in the market. Beside this all government organization, industry funded projects as well, industry also collaborate with the academics to do some part of their research. Because if you see the part of Mumbai region or Pune region, we have a lot of small scale industries, and the small scale industry, they don't have all the facilities. Like suppose if the specific small companies which is working on some Ayurvedic products, so they have the Ayurvedic like extraction assembly, they can punch the tablet, they can pack the tablet, but they don't have the scientific proof of that tablet. So in that case, the industry specific person, the industries can approach the academics, because academics has the option. So they can give some funds to carry out the research in the academic laboratory. So whether that is a preclinical, that is analytical, or the basic research. So for basically for the basic research, industry can approach it and approach the academic, and they can get the funds via industry collaboration. So the project is a small, like for the fund 4 lakh, 5 lakh project, but the industry project is easy to get. And during my PhD also, my professor, he has some industry around 5 6 projects I have also worked during my PhD. So industry project, you can easily get it. Once you have get the one project, automatically it starts coming. So because it's a small duration project, and the funding is also very less, so industry collaboration is very important as far as funding is concerned. So to do all this, everyone should be aware about reading the papers and the patents. From that we'll get an idea, so what our proposal should be, how our proposal should be, what is the current area of science going on. This all will get an idea about reading papers as well as a patent. Then, apart from our regular schedule, we must have the habit to visit the websites, because every schemes comes with some specific duration, and the timeline is very different. Some fellowships, some proposal submissions is in the early year, and some is in the late year. So continuously we have to visit the website to get updated ourselves. Then you can start the email alerts as well, so you will get the alert on the email about the various fellowship. Then various there are numerous fellowship which comes in the newspaper as well. So reading newspaper is also the good habit to update yourself about the various funding opportunity. Beside our regular schedule, we have to we have to take out some time to visit those websites to search for various opportunities where we can write the proposal or fund the proposal. Networking is very important because networking will increase the chances that you can share your proposal, you can share your research with other, and you can get the funds. And beside this all, we have to come out of our comfort zone many times because we are very busy in our day-to-day activity, but we have to come out from that and give some extra time to search for this various opportunity. So if we think about something, we'll definitely get our project funded. Thank you so much.
Uh, Thank you, Dr. Ankit Laddha. Now I would like to request Baban sir to deliver a vote of thanks.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Ankit, for enlightening us on this topic, grant hunting. On behalf of my KGRDCP and RI, I would like to express my gratitude to guest Dr. Ankit Laddha, who spared time
Thank
from
you, sir.
his busy schedule to grace the occasion. And I would like to highlight some points because main motive of this seminar is to encourage the faculty. So Dr. Ankit has explained us to how we face the grant from government as well as international agencies. I would like to mention one thing, important thing about small industries. We are in the such a place where means we are far away from the urban area. So we must try for the small
Yes.
industry opportunities. Suppose if unfortunately we did not get the main mega project, but still we can opt for such a small industry,
Yes, definitely, sir.
and we can make our area more wide, so that in future we will get the big grant.
Yeah.
Also, I would like to mention that Dr. Ankit has explained the meaning of research and development first in the first slide, subsequent slides, how to write the research proposal, and he also insisted that we must have strong hypothesis and rationality. This is most important thing while submitting the proposals. There are various schemes like DST and DBT. There's also he has given the highlight. Uh, I request all the young faculties, because there are certain Inspire fellowship for young faculties are there, so they should opt for that grants. And also, if you want to do the R&D in our lab, R&D lab in a college, so we must try for feast and safe, which is also under
Yeah.
GST. So this is the big opportunity for us, such a college, because we lack of some sophisticated instruments. So we can opt for feast and safe. Uh, this is not this is very big amount. I think 1 crores we can get. So we can do much thing in between in such a fund. Uh, Next thing is I would like to request women faculties also, because we more 50% of the faculties in our college are women. So, and government has built, and the new some research scheme for specifically for women's research scheme. So they must drive that women's research scheme, which is under I think DPT and DST.
Yeah.
Okay, and DPT and also have a collaboration with international. So international also we can highlight our college in international level by doing a collaboration, internal collaboration, which is under DPT as well as in DST scheme. Uh, uh, Dr. Ankit, today we had an opportunity to hear your thoughts, and this will surely be going to encourage us in future events.
Thank you, sir.
Uh, yes, that was a nice talk. Really means I really appreciate that uh, you are doing very well, because you opt for such things. Your main area of research is in the diabetes, and you are
Yeah.
growing in that case. I
Yeah.
really pleased to hear you, and see you again in our
Thank you.
next webinar also.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the
I would like
opportunity.
Yes, yes, of course. This is our pleasure that you are here.
Yeah.
I would like to thank Mr. Ajay Kharche sir, because without them we can't do this webinar. And Tanishka madam, really thank you, because you are hosting this event and this making this event successful. At last, I would like to thank our visionary principal sir, Dr. Kare sir, because he always try to encourage us at every step. And Kokan Gatpit College of Pharmacy Trust for providing this facility. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank
Thank you.